Welcome to Hockey Nights in Vegas. My name is Eddie Rivkin. I am joined by the next premier.
Nope.
God damn it. Say it again.
Premier.
I'm joined by the next premier of the great province of Saskatchewan, Sarina Taylor.
If I was the premier of Saskatchewan, that means I'd have to live there again. And as much as I love Saskatchewan, we were just talking about whether or not I'm cold inside this building, and I'm complaining about the cold outside the building when it's 55 degrees. There's no way I could tolerate another Saskatchewan winter in these old bones.
This episode, like all the others, is brought to you by my very good friend, Dr. John Pierce at Ageless Forever. We're at OutBox Media in the Arts District near downtown Las Vegas. If you want your podcast to look as fucking good as ours, outboxmedia.com. That's how you get in touch with Mateus, and he'll hook you up. So,
sounds like we have a lot to talk about.
I have notes. I have paper since you didn't do your homework.
I didn't do shit.
We're going to play a game today, but let's start with a riddle. Do you like riddles?
Sure.
What do the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Titanic have in common?
Something about sinking.
They're both at the bottom of the Atlantic.
Oh, I thought of another one.
Okay.
Oh, no, I didn't think of it. Somebody posted this. You know how you hate the fucking 6-7 thing?
Yeah.
Somebody's like, when was the last year the Leafs won the Stanley Cup?
Oh, that's beautiful.
Like, Eddie will like that because Eddie hates this anytime he sees it.
Eddie would smack a little fucking kid if he saw him do that.
It's really annoying.
Okay, so
Anyway,
the
poor Leafs.
Do you know the story of King Solomon?
Yeah.
Right? Basically, one baby, two people claiming Solomon says, we'll split the baby. Okay, so I'm going to give you two choices, and you can only pick one. You can have a 30-day endless supply of butter cake fudge or a 30-minute one-on-one sit-down interview with Braeden Bowman.
Oh, come on. That's a gimme. I take the Braden Bowman interview every day of the week.
I saw your story about the fudge, sister.
Well, I had like a little piece, but I don't need, first of all, I don't need a 30-day supply of fudge in my diet. That was like a one-off.
Okay.
I'll take the Braden Bowman interview. Of course. Why wouldn't I? It's my boy.
Okay. So if you hadn't tuned into the last episode, Sarina is smitten with Braden Bowman. And we have updates.
Hold on. We need to clarify again.
No, professionally smitten with Braden Bowman. Is that better? So you don't look like Auntie Creepy?
Yeah, Correct. Like Auntie Creepy was married to Uncle Touchy, and I don't need to be a part of either one of those things.
Okay.
In a non-professional way.
Okay.
But he's a keeper. He's a keeper. He would be a keeper based on his likes.
Yeah, we'll get to that. So do you want to look into the camera right there and tell the folks about your new follower on Instagram?
Well, obviously, Braden Bowman started following me on Instagram.
Who followed first?
Well, I followed him.
Okay.
100%.
And he followed back.
And then he followed back.
Uh-huh.
I always get I'm telling you, I will never forget the day that George Laraque started following me on Instagram. I was like, oh my God. I was so excited. And the real Mark Messier. But I think Mark Messier probably has a handler. I know that George Laraque does all of his own social media. But I was very excited when George Laraque started following me.
So we had that little clip that we created of the first segment of last week's pod, and I may or may not have sent it to public relations and social media representatives of the Vegas Golden Knights. And allegedly...
Oh, God. I don't know this information, do I?
No, you have no idea.
I feel my face getting red.
It is getting red.
Fuck. Oh, God.
Allegedly, one of those 3 or 4 people who I sent it to showed Mr. Bowman.
Oh, God.
That clip. So,
like, fuck. What's wrong with this person?
So the next time we go to practice, it should be fun.
If nothing else, media availability on Friday is going to be fucking lit.
That's right. So if you want to hear the next installment of Sarina is Professionally Smitten with Braden Bowman, tune into next week's episode.
How could you not like him? Like, I'm obsessed from the get.
I'm aware.
Right. It was like immediately, I'm like,
In
this is
preseason,
the guy,
it was immediately.
As soon as I walked into the rink, this motherfucker is the best player on the ice. Love him. He's going to play with Golden Knights at some point. He's just so good. And everybody agreed. Like, it wasn't some, like, oh, I'm this person that found him. No, like, everybody was in agreement, and, you know, he got the opportunity, and he has been taking advantage
Yes,
of
100.
said opportunity. I mean, the guy, there's, against Utah, 1 goal, 1 point. Boom. Let's do it.
And he hit the bar a couple of times last night and should have had a goal. But we're going to do the Golden Knights segment toward the end. We've got a pretty, I don't know, it's an important part of the schedule coming day after tomorrow. It's not an official thing. It's not a league-wide thing. American Thanksgiving. 80% of the teams that are in the playoffs make the playoffs at American Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Tuesday afternoon. There's one game today. There's a fuckboat tomorrow, like 15. But we're going to just assume that we're going into the Thanksgiving one-day break. So we're going to play a game, okay?
Yep.
The game is called For Real or Fugazi. I have here the standings for both conferences. And I'm going to give you some teams. We'll do Eastern Conference, and then we'll do the West.
Okay.
And we're going to try and keep the episode time down. So I want a brief evaluation if this team is for real, as in going to make the playoffs, or a fugazi, as they ain't going to make the playoffs.
Are they already in or no?
I'm going to give you everybody from basically 8 in each conference, 7 or 8 in each conference, to 5 points out. I'm not going to count the Calgary Flames, the Vancouver Canucks, probably not Buffalo. They're just in the shitter.
The ones that are on the ballot.
This is sort of, I think you would probably call it the contenders.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the East, because there are a number of teams that are in the playoffs right now that I'd like your opinion on. In second place in the Eastern Conference is the New Jersey Devils with 29 points. Are they going to be in the playoffs come April?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think they're going to be in the second place, but I think they'll stay in.
Even without young Mr. Hughes for the next basically 6 weeks, the great wine glass incident?
No, I'm not laughing. It was just like another freak accident. Yeah, I think they'll still be in, but it might be close. They might be, if we had this conversation in 3 months, let's say after the Olympic break.
Dancing for the wild card?
I think it's going to be a little bit more, but I still think that they seem to be progressing each year to getting better. It's not just like a fluke like Vancouver was a couple years ago, where I was like, the next year they just didn't even make the playoffs. I don't think New Jersey's like that.
Okay. I'm going to assume with no discussion that Tampa is in third in the East and they're going to be in the playoffs.
100%.
The surprising New York Islanders.
Yes. They're going to be in the playoffs. Yep, I think so.
You know, you got a lot of teams lurking outside that you're going to have to make room for as we get further down the line.
Sure. But
is this the Matthew Schaefer bounce effect, or is this Patrick Waugh's system finally? Are they overachieving? They don't have a ton of talent anymore. They got Barzal. They got a couple of good goalies.
Yeah, but
they have the Calder winner.
They're working hard, though. When they were here, I mean, they knocked my socks off. And it wasn't a fluke. They went in wherever they left after here and went in and mopped the floor. Like, they're putting in a lot of effort. I think that they're going to stick around.
Okay. Currently in 5th place in the Eastern Conference are the Detroit Red Wings. They are 1 point ahead of the Ottawa Senators and 2 points ahead of the Washington Capitals. Let's make this a threefer.
Yeah.
Detroit, Ottawa, Washington.
Washington, Detroit. Oh my God, Eddie.
Oh, sorry about that. We can't take that call right now. Sorry. Actually, hey, Dr. Pierce, I'll be right back to you. I saw that you called. Should have turned my fucking ringer off. Okay, so you're on Washington, Detroit. You think Ottawa, the best team in Canada right now, you're going to say that they're not holding? Getting Brady Tkachuk back, in theory, for the game here in Vegas?
Yeah, I feel like Detroit, it's kind of coming into their time. I think last year they were so close to doing something, and everybody was kind of like they're going to do something, and I just feel like Ottawa's kind of on the decline to a rebuild, and I don't think Detroit is. That's why I say that.
Well, Detroit's getting a little goaltending this year, which is a big difference, and their kids that have been overcooking in Grand Rapids for years and years and years are really starting to show up.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to comment on the Wings because I'm an absolute homer. It's my lifelong, my team as a youth. I don't think Washington's going to make it. I think that I love Spencer Carberry as a coach, right? Absolutely deserving of the Jack Adams. I mean, Ovi continues to defy logic, basically, right? But he's only going to track. I mean, if he gets 30, it's going to be heroic at 40 years old. They were talking about players that scored their age after 35, and there's only like 6 of them young.
They got 3 the other night.
Yeah, but I think that I don't think this is Washington's. I think this is the fall from grace for them. In 8th place in the Eastern Conference right now is probably the most surprising team in the National Hockey League, the Boston Bruins. They got it in them. I don't think they do. I think this is I think they're playing so far over their heads. Great coach, right? Love the coach. Love that he sort of got all the poison out from the end of last year and trading Marchand and doing all that other stuff. I think that this is a little bit fugazi to me. Maybe.
I never count Boston out ever. There's just something about, it's kind of like Detroit as well. Every time Detroit makes the playoffs, it's not like it's shocking. I just don't ever feel like Detroit's ever really a basement team. And I feel like Boston's kind of the same way. I don't know. That's a tough one. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if they didn't. But I got to plead the fifth on that one. I don't know.
Okay, so that's the top 8. So there's some interesting teams not currently in the playoffs. Now, remember, if you put one of these in, you got to take somebody out.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing.
All right, and that's why this is going to get exciting. Currently in 9th place are the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Who do we have? 9, Pittsburgh.
10, Montreal.
Okay.
11, Philadelphia.
Okay.
12, Florida.
Yeah. And then Toronto's in the basement, right?
Then you get Philadelphia has 25, Florida has 25, Columbus has 25. Then you get the raggedy New York Rangers with 24, Buffalo with 22, and leading the bottom of the Atlantic Charge, the haphazard Toronto Maple Leafs with 21.
I think to kind of abbreviate this.
Sure.
I think Pittsburgh will get in.
No fucking chance.
I think
they
got too many good players that are at the end, and they're just like...
They got too many good players over 60.
Toronto should, but I don't know if they'll turn it around. Something's going to happen there. Something's going to happen.
Currently, even though they are last in the East, they're only 6 points out.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I mean, the log jam from Boston at 26 to Toronto at 21. So there's 16 teams within 5 points of the basement of the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, there's not a lot of...
What leads you to believe that Toronto has it in them?
Because they have a good enough team. Toronto has a good team. They're just, something's going to happen there that's going to turn them around. Berube's either going to leave, or just, I don't know, something's going to happen that's going to turn it around.
Okay, so if you're putting in Toronto, you take out Ottawa. So that's a one. Yeah. That's a 1-for-1.
Yeah, I don't think it's. Okay,
so let's continue. Are the Florida Panthers going to make the playoffs?
Probably, but...
Okay, so who are you taking out?
I don't know.
Come on, you got to play along or this segment's going to fucking die a slow death.
Well, usually it's like the teams that are on the cusp, but there's only 5 points between being in a playoff spot and being in the bottom of the league. So...
But American Thanksgiving, there's 8 teams in, right? 80% of those 8 teams, 6.5, 7... are going to make it.
I don't think last year was high as 80%, but yeah, it's like the average.
It's conversationally that.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe the Islanders will take a shit. I don't think so, though. I really don't.
And you don't think that Columbus, you don't think the Rangers have it in them, the Sabres, I don't even, there's no reason really to discuss them. And the Habs.
Ooh, they might, but again, I don't know. I see Montreal making the playoffs. I think they play with a lot of grit and they work hard, and they've just been slumping lately.
The goaltending is terrible.
Yeah, but it's not going to always be like that. So, yeah, I don't know.
So how many how many of the outsiders? Pittsburgh, Montreal, Philadelphia, Florida, Columbus, Rangers, Sabres, Leafs. How many of those last 8?
I mean, it could be up, could be 4, could be 2, right? It's just so close. It's so close that it's like teams that are 2 points apart. It's really hard to say, like, well, they're in the playoffs right now, but by Friday, they might not be.
This segment is dying.
Well, what the fuck am I supposed to do? They're only like 5 points apart.
You're the fucking expert. You're supposed to give me your predictions. That's what we're here for.
I mean, I kind of did.
Sort of. In a very haphazard.
Oh, my God.
You're still focused on Braden Bowman, clearly.
Keep in mind, I'm not looking at the actual stats. I'm trying to remember.
No, I'll give you.
They're always changing.
I'll give you any stats you want. Eastern Conference, that's the end of that.
Okay, in the West.
Okay. The West, there's really only 12 teams in contention. The bottom dwellers are...
Yeah. What's the difference in point difference between 6 and like 10 right now?
4.
4 points. See, that's why it's so tricky.
So we're going to...
It's close this year.
It's very tight. Colorado and Dallas, givens.
Always.
Right? Then things get entertaining. The next 2 are Anaheim and Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Anaheim got the staying power under Coach Q to get it there. Pretty exciting hockey. He'd give up a lot of chances. Have a good goalie in Dostal. Kids are coming along. Leo Carlson, 100% the real deal.
He is, but again, let's calm down. We're a quarter of the way into the season.
Right.
Like I said to you the other night, this Anaheim situation reminds me of Vancouver 2 years ago under Rick Tocchet. Everybody's like, oh my God, Vancouver's the greatest. They're going to win the Stanley Cup. Fucking relax. Vancouver's never won. They don't know how to win. They don't know what's going to happen here. Anaheim, they're rolling right now, but they've got some experienced guys when the Rangers dumped everybody over there in that inexplicable situation. But I just don't know if they necessarily have the experience to take them very far. If they do, I feel like if they do make it, and they're probably going to get knocked out in the first round.
Okay. I'm going to make the least risky guess in this whole thing. Seattle's a fucking fugazi. They are a straight up fucking fake. They are in currently 4th place in the Western Conference with a minus goal differential.
Yeah, right. But it's also, they're going to, I hate to say that, but
I mean, the good teams are going to start to play better, and they're not going to be able to keep up.
Yeah, they have more experience in their lineup than Anaheim does, but they don't really have a lot of studs.
They don't have a lot of high-end talent.
They have, having said that, when the Kings won the Stanley Cup in 2012, they really didn't have a lot of superstars on their team, and they just kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and they deserve to win the Cup. Not saying that's where Seattle's headed, but I don't. That's a tough one.
I think that's the easiest one of the entire playoff field of 16.
Yeah,
Seattle's not getting there.
How close is number 9 in points to Seattle?
Seattle has 28. And number 9 has 25.
Oh, shit.
3 points.
Yeah. So, it's just
it's a 2-game swing or a 1-game swing if it's a 4-pointer playing against each other.
Yeah.
Number 5 and number 6 are the Minnesota Wild and the Los Angeles Kings.
Kings will get in. They always do. Yeah. They'll be all right.
Okay. They also have a minus goal differential. They're just stagnant to me. Kopitar is showing that this is his retirement year. I think he's got 4 goals. Listen, he's a Hall of Famer. He's had a great career, but he's a little out of gas, right? They're very, very inconsistent. Minnesota, I don't know what to make of them. They started out the season, they were awful, right? And now, I mean, they couldn't stop a beach ball. And all of a sudden, Gustafson's got 2 shutouts in a row. His save percentage in the last 10 games is in the 940s.
Yeah, they have a weird situation going on there.
They were the bottom of the barrel with St. Louis, and now they're 5th in the conference. Albeit, I'm sorry, they're tied for 5th with Los Angeles. So that's 5 and 6. 7 and 8 are the Golden Knights and the team that gave them a bit of a smackdown yesterday. The Utah, what are they? Mammoth. I was going to say Grizzlies.
Vegas, Utah, in 7 and 8.
Yep.
Who's 9, 10, 11?
San Jose.
Yeah.
Edmonton.
Yeah.
Winnipeg.
Okay. San Jose, I don't know. I don't know if they have it this year, next year.
I don't think they have it this year. I think next year they're going to have to be dealt with.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Right? Because Askarov's going to get the most of the starts. They've got legitimate kids in Celebrini and Will Smith.
Yeah. Edmonton will make the playoffs. Winnipeg, with Hellebuck being injured.
That's the ultimate double-sided, that's the double-edged sword right there. He plays 62 games, they don't make it anywhere. Now he's getting 4 to 6 weeks of forced rest. He can't play. He's in theory going to miss 18 to 20 games, I think is probably a fair, right? So do they sink so far they can't get back when Hellebuck gets there? Or does Comrie, the backup, keep them floating enough that, so 6 weeks, this is the end of November, so half of December, first part of January, Hellebuck gets about 3 weeks worth of games in before the Olympic break and then rides it out. So he'll probably play 45-ish games as opposed to 62 games. Do you think Winnipeg's going to fall that far that he can't, their best player when he comes back?
I think they'll be all right. Winnipeg is very streaky.
Well, we know that from last year. They started
always
15-0.
And even the year before, they came on this big heater right at the end, right into the playoffs. And then, or was it 2 years before that?
Two years.
That's just what they do. So I don't ever count Winnipeg out right till they're mathematically eliminated or in, until they're. So I think Winnipeg will be, I don't think missing Hellebuck is going to be the end of the world for them because they do have some very talented players on that team. I think they'll be okay. Yeah, I think they'll make it in.
So same proposition as before. When we started the season, we kind of felt like 6 for sure of the 8 playoff positions in the West were pretty well set. Colorado, Dallas, Winnipeg, Vegas, Edmonton, and then we were
we knew 5 were
right. And then it was either going to be LA or was there going to be 5 teams from the Central because you've got Minnesota unaccounted for.
Yeah.
Thankfully, St. Louis has made it so there's not a decision regarding them. Vancouver and Calgary, no decisions regarding them. But at number 12, currently sitting exactly 3 points out of 8th, are the Chicago Blackhawks.
I don't see it. I don't think so.
Nice little run, but
I don't think so.
Not enough staying power.
No.
So of the top 8, Colorado, Dallas, Anaheim, Seattle, Minnesota, LA, Vegas, and Utah. If you're going to put in Edmonton and Winnipeg, I'm taking out Seattle for sure. 1,000% I'm taking Seattle. I think I'm taking the Kings out.
Okay. I would probably say maybe Utah. I don't disagree with you on any.
Oh, yeah. Maybe you. I think
it'll be a big flip. But again, the points are so close. It's just too hard to. In the past, whenever we've done this, so just so you guys know, up in Canada, it's referred to as U.S. Thanksgiving because Canadians, it's Thanksgiving is in October. So I always say at U.S. Thanksgiving, who's in the playoffs, who's not, who's going to be in there. But this year, the teams are so close in points, and it's not always like that. It's usually a little bit, there's at least like 10 points usually because someone's a stinker. Like I think last year at this time, San Jose had like 2 or 3 wins.
They were awful.
Yeah. So it's not quite as obvious this year.
So most of these teams we're thinking could be for real.
Yeah, we got to write this down. We're going to have to write this down so we don't forget. So by the end of the year.
We got Matthias over there. He can give us all of our statistics and stuff like that. That's why he's here.
What else we got?
All right. Sorry, kids. That segment I thought was going to be actually brilliant turned out to be a flat fucking bust. So before we get on to the Vegas Golden Knights portion of the episode, we'll be right back after a word from Ageless Forever. You know, sometimes when you get a little older, what used to be a pool cue turns into a pool noodle. And I know, men, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? Well, you know, I'm here with Dr. Pierce, my friend of over 30 years, and he's giving me a little help with that too. So taking care of the male in male wellness is another of the features here at Ageless Forever. What do you do for us old guys?
Well, you know, first we want to make sure that your testosterone levels are optimized. And once we have that done, if erectile dysfunction is still a concern, we have a couple different options. And one of them is called gains wave therapy or extracorporeal sound wave therapy. And we can do that here in the office, or we actually have a play at home model that you can take home with you and use it at your own convenience. The idea behind this is the sound wave therapies improve blood flow to any area that you apply it to, but we're talking about the erectile function here. So as we put these sound waves in through that erectile tissue, it improves blood flow by cleaning out little deposits maybe in that capillary bed. And then it stimulates nitric oxide synthetase. And basically, this is an enzyme that lives in the blood vessel that causes vasodilation. So we clean the tube out, we open it up, and better blood flow. And if the vessel's completely blocked and it doesn't open up, the sound wave therapy encourages the formation of new blood vessels to circumvent that, and that's called angiogenesis. All roads lead to better blood flow. So we can improve the quality of the erection with improved blood flow with either the in-office unit or the at-home unit.
So listen, you guys know if you got a pool cue or a pool noodle, okay? If you got a pool noodle, your old lady's not going to be happy, or your significant other, or whatever they identify themselves as. It's not going to be happy about that. Make the call. Tell the girls you found the Ageless Forever on the Hockey Nights in Vegas podcast. Your first consultation is free. All it costs you is a little bit of time. Come in and sit down with Dr. Pierce. Share your truth. There's a fix out there, and if you don't take advantage of the opportunity to fix yourself, you really have no one to blame but yourself. So be the best you. Make that call. All right, we're back. To recap the first segment of today's episode, Sarina is professionally smitten with Braeden Bowman. That was the highlight because the rest of the segment semi-sucked. So let's get back to the Golden Knights.
At least our producer's laughing.
Yeah, because he doesn't know what's coming, just like you have no idea what's coming.
True.
Maybe next week you'll do your homework and I won't prepare at all. And we'll just see if that might turn into radio gold.
I don't know. I'm not good at preparing. I'm more reactionary. Yes, that's what I'm here for.
Okay, so the last part of the show, we're going to talk about the Golden Knights, who are 22 games in, 10 up, 5 regulation losses, second lowest in the league to Colorado, 7 overtime losses, 27 points, plus 3 in goals, blah, 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 blah. So I'd like to ask you this. Do you believe more what you see or more what you read?
As in what I see with my papers at the game?
Yeah, like when you watch the Golden Knights, if I said to you in the last 15 games, the Golden Knights have significantly improved their play, do your eyes tell you that?
Or do stats, you mean?
Or do stats either tell you that or propose the opposite?
I mean, for me, it's my eyes.
Okay.
For me, I'm like, I can see it. You can feel it.
The process.
Yeah. I understand stats are important, but even if you look at like baseball this last year, baseball for a while went on stats. Managers were pulling pitchers based on stats. And John Schneider with the Blue Jays said, no, I'm going with my gut now. And he was really good. Like it worked out for him to do so. So I just am always a gut person. What I see is what I believe is happening.
So tell me let's talk about the last. They were pretty good in the first 10 games. They got a lot of points. They didn't play particularly well. I think that's fair to say. So let's take the last basically 12 or 13 games. Are they playing better?
Overall, yes, because of some of the discussions we've had. They got Hannafin back. And like I said last week, I feel like Eichel's a better player with Bowman on his line. I feel like Eichel just works a lot harder. And sure, it's not fortunate to be missing guys like Mark Stone and Carlson and stuff like that. But I feel like their power play is a little bit better than it was.
Oh, Little's an understatement. They were one for fucking 34.
Just trying to be nice.
Why?
So overall, I feel like, yes, if we graded them last week, they maybe went from, a C+ to a B-, that kind of thing. I don't think it's where they want to be or where they feel like they could be and should be, but I think it's slowly getting better in some areas.
I don't think they're even close to where they want to be.
No.
I mean, sporadic periods of dominance, but the consistency of oatmeal. And, where's my fucking notes?
Oh my God. Professor fucking Rivkin here. Find his notes.
Yeah,
How many people?
Nah, we're done with that.
Oh my God. He threw it.
I got rid of the Eastern Conference because its fucking segment was a dud. How concerned are you about 7 overtime losses? It drives me fucking batshit crazy.
I think it's just more of a frustrating thing.
Okay.
To be like, shit. But like I said last week, we're not dealing with the fastest team in the league here. When you're playing 3-on-3, fast is going to win 90% of the time. Not fast and smart are going to win 100% of the time, unless there's a fluke. But I think that from a realist standpoint, if you look at the end of the season, you can't sit there and go, if we would have just won that one game in overtime, we'd be at this place in the standings. You can't.
You can't, but 7 points is a boatload in a race.
Yeah.
Especially if we assume that Edmonton is going to do their 20 games into the season wake up, right?
Yeah.
And some of these other teams that we were talking about in the last segment start to show some legs. Maybe Anaheim continues to stay in the race. You at some point you have to say, I'm concerned about giving up this many points this early in the season. Yes, they're saying the right things. Have to take better care of the puck. Have to do this. Have to do that. I'm not even going to. Mitch Marner made a mistake. That's it. There's nothing else needs to be said. You don't need to start an international firestorm. The guy made a mistake. People make mistakes. That's it. But giving up 7 points in the first quarter of the season could very well come back to bite them when they're between first place in the division and maybe the first wild card. I mean, right now, Colorado is running away with just about everything, and that's fine. The last time a President's Cup trophy won the Stanley Cup was a long, long time ago. It's like they have some warts. They have some things they really need to work on. So I have some statistics here that will defy what both of our eyes say, because I think they are playing better. What if I told you Pavel Dorofeyev hasn't scored an even strength goal in the month of November?
Okay.
How about the fourth line hasn't had a goal in 15 games?
Okay, hold on here, though. Hold on.
Okay. Don't worry, I got a whole sheet.
The fourth line,
Uh-huh.
first of all, they don't play a lot.
10 minutes a game, 12 minutes a game.
When they do play,
Uh-huh.
I don't even think they play that much. I really don't. They're not playing every fourth shift. But when they do play, they play more defensively, right? Except for against the Rangers. They were pushing,
Okay.
but they don't have goal scorers on that line. It's very difficult. It is tough to win a Stanley Cup if you don't have four lines running. You know, it's difficult no matter how you slice it. And the teams that have been in the Stanley Cup or have won the Stanley Cup the last 5-6 years, including the Golden Knights, had solid. I don't think we're seeing solid all the way through. So, but again, the guys on that fourth line, they're not goal scorers.
All right. What kind of stats would sort of maybe take the edge off a little bit of we think they're playing better? Save percentage, shooting percentage, plus minus of players. What kind of statistics could I throw at you that would make you take a little pause and say, maybe we just need to really re-examine what we have as a Golden Knights team for this season.
Odd man rushes on even strength.
Of course, you have to pick the one fucking stat I don't have.
Right. And the reason I'm saying that is because typical stats like goaltender, how many power play goals have they had? How many short? That's individual stats.
Okay, but
we're looking at
some individual stats are significant. Allow me to explain. Jack Eichel's been on the ice for 19 of the last 37 goals the Golden Knights have given up.
Okay.
Noah Hannifin's -6 since he came back. A goaltender has had a save percentage above 900 3 times in the last 14 or 15 games. Keegan Colasar -6. There's 3 players who have a plus-minus rating in the last 12 games. Brandon Saad, Caden Gorzak, Jeremy Lozon, who hasn't played the last 3 games. These are some compelling points. I got a chance to ask Bruce one time. I understand analytics are important. Do you use analytics as a basis for what you do, or do you use them to support what you see? Basically the same exact question that I asked you.
Yeah.
He said it's about 80% what I see, and then I go to the analytics to confirm or refute what's actually happening on the ice. I saw some of this stuff, and it's pretty frightening, right? They're not out of it. They're still a very, very good hockey team. But this team at the quarter pole, at American Thanksgiving, or whatever it is that you'd like to call it, this team is very, very far from where they need to be, right? The phrase has always been, get to our game, right? That's been the mantra. 60 minutes, get to our game. There's been a ton of lineup changes. There's been a ton of key injuries, absolutely key injuries. They're still in the playoffs. They're a couple points out in the division. These races are going to go up and down. If you have a good week, you're going to propel yourself. If you have a bad week, you're probably going to fall out of the playoff picture. And because of the condensed schedule leading into the Olympic break and then an absolute mad rush to get to the playoffs, this thing's going to be like the stock market. Mm-hmm. It's going to be up and down, and it's going to be a wild roller coaster ride. The Golden Knights have 3 games in 4 days, including a matinee, which is fucking bananas. Thankfully, they're at home, but I have concerns that they need to start stringing together longer, better efforts.
Okay, totally. So going a little deeper on the stat thing. So you talk about Eichel being out there for, what did you say,
19 out of 37.
Okay, if I'm Bruce, I look at it and go, when he's on the ice and he's, let's say, recording a minus for all intents and purposes, how long has he already been out there? Why did he give up the goal? Because we've seen halfway through a game, they'll show the stats of how long the guys are on the ice. Eichel, Marner, Hertl, all around 18, 19 minutes. These guys are playing 2/3 of the friggin' game at that point. Eichel turns the puck over a lot. Is he turning it over because he's tired? Because XYZ. Those are the things I would look at, and Bruce probably does, and go, where are we getting bit? Where are our guys that, okay, Kolazar's -6. Okay, because he's a 4th-line player and he always has to play against the top line of the other fucking team.
Turnovers, I think, is the biggest stat.
Sure.
I mean,
right.
I think that they are 17, 18, 19 a game, which is crazy high for them. Maybe 6th or 7th worst in the NHL, and they're all guilty of it. And they're guilty of it at the worst possible times, where it literally comes back and bites them in the ass and in the back of the net in 5, 10, 15 seconds. They go down. They don't maintain a forecheck. They don't, they don't close in. The puck goes over somebody's stick. The other team turns around, and at that instant, the hockey gods give the other team a goal. But they need to tighten up. And it's so weird saying that, because they still haven't given up 30 shots in a game, I don't think.
I know, it's a weird.
It's so many weird, unusual stats. They haven't scored 4 goals in a game, or they scored 4 goals a game just once in the last bunch of games. but they had points in 6 straight games until last night, but 3-0-3.
Yeah.
So I am wamboozled by all of the inconsistencies and the things that my eyes show me when I watch every single minute of every single game. And then I start looking deep into stats on NHL.com and seeing some other people writing about unusual things. I can't get the two things to jive. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because we're dealing with human beings here, right? This isn't we're dealing with humans. Every day can be different, and it doesn't always make sense. It's just the way it goes.
But this season, to me, it seems like a lot more doesn't make sense than does.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
In previous years, we knew exactly where they are. We knew exactly what Bruce was going to fix. We knew if Bruce did this, this was the reason why. Scripted is a ridiculous word. It was methodical. That's the word I'm looking for. It was very methodical how they went about stuff. This year, it literally just feels like scrambles. It feels like nobody has a ton of traction except Colorado, and the Golden Knights are struggling to find their identity. They're a very good hockey club, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're not a threat to win the Stanley Cup right now. I don't think that they're in danger of not making the playoffs because they're going to get healthy. And when they get healthy, we think that they'll return more to the juggernaut than what they are right now. But I'm not being critical. I'm saying that I can't get everything to make sense right now. And usually 20 or 22 games, this is our identifiable flaw. We need better goaltending, right? We're not breaking out the puck. Things that you and I look at that we can talk about that maybe average fans don't get as much as we do when we watch the games the way we watch the games. Something's just not right. And that leads me to think, I wonder if Chef Kelly doesn't have a pot on the burner.
100% he does. I texted you that, what was it, yesterday? Kelly's up to something. There is no doubt. Nobody just sits there and lets this happen without something going on. I don't know what it is, but I was going to sarcastically say to you, maybe the NHL should put 40 fucking teams in the league so that the talent is dispersed even more. Because let's be honest, there are guys playing in this league.
You're just lobbying for a team in Saskatchewan.
If I was the premier.
That's right. See?
No,
it's called a callback, ladies and gentlemen. You take the first joke of the day and you bring it all the way back in minute 30.
For the record, though, I think there's too many teams in the league. I think the talent is so diluted, and we're, as, let's say, fans from the teams or whatever, are expecting, you and I have been watching hockey for decades, right? So what we saw 20, 30, 40 years ago is a different NHL than it is now. Guys on the fourth line back then were scoring goals. They were contributing. It's a different game now because there's so many teams in the league. There's no good goaltenders up for grabs that are free agents. There's no good defensemen. There's always this, I was talking to Warren Reichel, the head scout for the Oilers last year. He's like, we're looking for a right defenseman to play with Darnell Nurse. And I'm like, but who? He's like, that's the thing. There's nobody out there. And the Oilers fans are, well, the fuck didn't they trade for a defenseman? There's nobody out there. It's not for lack of trying, right?
Okay, so put your Chef Kelly hat on for a second. What are you looking for? I would say we're 99% sure that Carter Hart's coming up on December 1st. They have a home game on the 2nd. He ain't playing that game in this building. He's playing his first couple games on the road. They're here for one on the 2nd. Then they do my favorite trip in the whole wide world through New York and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they got 1 here, 5 on the road. We're going to see Carter Hart at least 2 of those 5 games on the road. So the goalie, he's not shopping goaltending. We know that. So you are now Chef Kelly McCrimmon. You have the pot on the stove. You have your wooden spoon, your chef's hat on, your little apron gizmo. You're stirring and stirring and stirring and stirring the pot. But what are you looking for?
I think that they need, if it was a perfect world and we could just pluck somebody off a tree.
How about a player like?
Yeah.
Instead of.
Yeah, exactly. Like maybe a speedy forward that can fit in with a Marner, right? Like, look how well Connor McDavid and Mitch Marner play together, because McDavid's just slick and he's speedy and he's greasy and he's all those things. And Marner just can feed anybody. And I don't think Hurdle's that guy. Not saying Hurdle's going nothing like that. I don't mean anything like that. But in a best case scenario. Now, having said that, again, going to the realist in me, there's not a lot of people up for grabs here.
No.
I feel like in the NHL this year, there is going to be a blockbuster trade that's going to shock the shit out of everybody, and it's going to create ripples because there's too many teams that are close to the playoffs that haven't made the playoffs in a long time or have never made the playoffs and are like, you know what? Fuck it. We're going balls to the wall. We're going to do this. I think something's going to happen blockbuster wise. I don't know if that's going to be Kelly or not, but he's the smartest general manager in the league. He can figure something out.
Well, I hate to poo-poo your theory, and I would like to see something like that, but here's the problem with that. All of the contenders, the legitimate, the bona fides, have zero cap space dollars.
Well, right, of course.
They have zero flexibility. I mean,
that's why it would have to be a blockbuster if somebody made a trade.
Okay, so you're thinking it's going to have to be salary retention and somebody else taking.
It has to be.
I mean, that's. Yeah. I don't see any other way. But I mean, just spitballing. Who's being moved? I mean, Rantanen's been moved twice in a year. Yeah. That fucking asshole. And we don't have time to go into his bullshit shenanigans of trying to kill people.
When he finally got a penalty, when he finally got five in a game. You mean?
He got 5 in a game twice in 3 games.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying.
And Romanoff, the guy who ran from the Islanders, is out 6 fucking months.
Finally giving him a penalty?
And it wasn't they gave it to him. It's league mandatory.
It's fucking ridiculous.
If you get 5 in a game twice in 41 games, you get a game suspension.
I think it was Darcy Tucker. Someone said it, or they said it about Darcy Tucker. If that's a superstar that does the same thing Darcy Tucker does, there's no suspension, there's no penalty, there's whatever. Guys get labeled. And Rantanen, I don't know how now he's going to be kind of, but the league protects the fucking superstars. It's a fact.
Okay, so who do you think, okay, I'll give you one. If Pittsburgh starts to fall from grace, do they move Gino and or Sid?
I don't think so, because I think Gino and Sid want to stay there. The talk is Sid going to Montreal.
Sid's cap hit is very reasonable at 8.7. Yeah, he's only got a year-ish left.
Yeah.
Right?
I think Gino wants to stay there, though. Finish it out.
See, I think it's the other way around. I think Gino wants to hunt the ring, and I think Sid wants to stay.
Well, I think Malkin said he wants to stay. I think I read that the other day. I mean, listen, money talks.
Right, exactly.
I don't
know. But I don't see how, with the new cap regulations where you can't double retain salary and teams are limited how much salary they can retain as a third-party operator, I just don't see the ability to make those big, I mean, none of those big teams are going to break up their core. Colorado's not breaking up the core. If Dallas trades Jamie Benn, who gives a shit? They're not trading Robertson. You can forget that. Yeah. They'll find a way to get that kid the money because he's unconscious right now. Mm-hmm. The league does need a bit of a shakeup, I think. We don't see it now in my pile of humanity statistics. But we're going to, as the season goes on, we're going to get a better definition of the haves and the have-nots, right? If not by the half, then by the Olympic break. But there are going to be decided sellers, and there are going to be some surprise teams, right? Funniest thing I read this week, Jonathan Marchessault said he's open to being traded to a contender. Hey, Johnny, you haven't done fuck all since you left the Golden Knights because you don't get to play with Jack Eichel. So enjoy your last 3 years in Nashville, you fucking little cocksucker. Enjoy the barbecue. Okay, back to our conversation. I mean, that's not a big deal. Stamkos isn't a big deal, a blockbuster. To be a blockbuster, it's got to be a 35, 40 goal scorer with term. That seem fair?
Well, there just hasn't really been a lot of actual trades. Everything's been signing. Guys go on long-term injured reserve like what Kelly did in 2023.
And that's smart of the players. They're getting the money now because they know the cap is guaranteed to go up, right? That's why we're seeing these crazy Kaprizov-sized deals. And no disrespect to what's-his-face in L.A., he's not a $10 million player. Warren Reichel, Kempe, Adrian Kempe, right?
Dude.
But the lay of the land, all the extra dough, Kelly is spending every cent to the cap. Every contender, their marching orders is spend every dollar. But there's so many good players, you have the opportunity to retain them at a fair market value. In 5 years, Marner and Jack's $12 and $12.5 million are going to be good, good value contracts because their percentage of the salary cap is going to be, it shrinks every time the cap goes up and their number is stagnant. The gap becomes much bigger. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to take. I mean, I would love to see a 3-team, 12-player, 19 draft pick. Fucking holy shit, we're going to spend an episode trying to sort it out. But I don't know how it works because teams are locking up their great talent while they know they've got, it's like Christmas. Hey, Kelly, got an extra $6 million to spend. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. So let's finish up. We're doing really good on time. 3 games, 4 days, Ottawa, Montreal, and then the Sharkies come back to town for a little Saturday night on the Strip. Friday is an afternoon game, Black Friday. I don't understand that, but okay, sure. Ottawa, according to all of your Canadian brilliant minds, is the best Canadian team right now. Agree?
It goes back to what do your eyes see versus what do the stats say. Ottawa's not the best. Give me a fucking break.
Who's the best Canadian team in the league right now?
Edmonton's the strongest.
I didn't ask you the strongest.
Well, you asked who's the best team.
Who's the best team in the league, right? Best Canadian team of the 7 in the league.
Are you talking stats or no?
I'm talking about how they're playing.
I mean, okay, Ottawa's the best team for today.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have another fucking segment going absolutely nowhere.
Why ask me so? Like fucking Ottawa's
I'm
not.
I'm trying to drum up some fucking interest in the homestand. That's what I'm trying to fucking get a little content in here.
If the Golden Knights fans give a fuck who's playing here, they're going to go because they want to support the Golden Knights.
They're not going to
shit if Ottawa's the best team in Canada or not.
They're not coming to see Brady Tkachuk.
They don't. No, dude.
No.
Do not disturb.
No, that's the 45-minute timer.
Oh.
So we can fucking disturb.
Good. Oh, that's... Put that fucking thing on Do Not Disturb.
No, I don't have to now because we already know that we've reached the end of the episode.
We decided 45 is plenty.
So we're not going to talk at all about the upcoming homestand, but you can get tickets. Oh,
my God.
You can get tickets for tomorrow night's game.
5 points.
That's it? 5 points out of 6?
What do you mean that's it? 5's a good amount out of 6.
The way they've been playing, 5 would be heroic, especially after how they underperformed.
Yeah, but they're back home. I think they'll be all right. Yeah, like everyone's going to have that often. And let's be honest, they went Utah, Anaheim, Utah, which is fucked. That's for next time. But, it's like Logan Cooley got 5 points. I mean, that's a fluke. That's a one-off, right? Like that's going to, it's not always going to be like that. It's going to, they'll beat Ottawa the way Montreal's been playing. Although Montreal, just those fuckers, you can never count them out. Maybe there'll be a good fight. That's what I want to see. Did you see the little Jack-Eye fight the other night?
I saw both Jack-Eye fights.
Awesome.
Did you see the mom?
Yeah, everybody's always like I swear to God.
Mom, loosen the fuck up. Your kids are fucking sluggers. They're going to go there and slug.
They make so much out
of
that. It's like if I have to see fucking Keith Tkachuk one more time. Guys, I don't give a fuck what Keith Tkachuk is doing. Ever. Never did. So I don't care what so-and-so's mom thinks. Show the fucking game.
Hey, so we got big news. We're going to do some watch parties in January.
Yes. Let's get them.
Right? We're gonna host some watch parties. We're gonna have some details in a couple of weeks. We're finalizing the dates. The
can be as colorful as you guys want.
Yes,
because I can let her fly.
Not only is it colorful, there's a bar involved and alcohol, and there's going to be giveaways. We're trying to hit up our connections to see if we can get you some swag, and so there'll be drink tickets and food and watch parties. And our friend Tiffany from the what's the group called? I want every time I say it wrong, it sounds like Hookers on Broadway. What's it called?
It's close to Hookers on Broadway. Ladies of the Night.
Okay.
Which is fucking fantastic. I'm like, are you in the Ladies of the Night group? And people are like, the what of the what?
Exactly.
I'm like,
so from now on,
Paige.
From now on, I am not going to say those words. I'm going to leave those for So we're going to reach out to our friend Tiffany. We're going to get a ladies we're going to get a watch party just for that group. 14,500 women.
Oh, I think it's like almost 15,000 now. In the group, in the Facebook group.
And it's going to be at a big venue, and there's going to be alcohol, and there's going to be both of us doing, I have no idea what.
Tarps off.
That's it.
I just put that out there. Tarps off.
Unfortunately, you and I are the only people that know what that means.
Yeah.
We're going to have swag coming soon. The Hockey Nights in Vegas Stanley Cup, not the one that weighs 37 pounds and made out of sterling silver. Instagram.com, Hockey Nights Vegas. HockeyNightsVegas.com. If you want to listen and not see my face, which I do highly recommend, HockeyNightsVegas.com is the link tree where you can listen, find all the places where you can listen to the podcast. My good friend Dr. John Pierce sponsors this podcast. AgelessForever.net is where you go. If you want to look as beautiful as I do, I can't believe I actually just said that.
Buy a balaclava.
Or turn the lights out. But AgelessForever.net, that's where you go. OutBox Media, that's where these podcasts are recorded. If you want to look as good as Sarina and I do on camera, go to OutBoxMedia.com. Reach out to Mateus, make an appointment, come down and see the studio, and he'll take care of you. He might even give you the Hockey Nights in Vegas discount. Probably won't, but it's worth it for a plug, I suppose. That's the end of this episode. I am tired of talking. We will be back next week. Thanks all. Hit the subscribe button. I haven't said that in a long time. We need
because it's not 1905.
Yeah, but we need subscribers.
Yes, do hit
the subscribe button. And that's it. This episode has been a train wreck, and we're going to end it right now. Thank you very much. We're out.